Yeah, so like I have seen you in places where you stand out and tell the truth about our communities, like because people think, oh, you Chinese, you do well, or you're Asian, like you don't have problems. But you always stand out and challenge the perceptions.
I guess that's because I'm not from the privileged background. So I see and experience similar things with everyone else. Where the Welding Trust staff was not because my mom was funny. My mom, when I said I'm going to start a charity, she goes, only rich people's daughter can have the ability to do that.
Yeah,
And I was like, but it costs nothing to establish here.
yeah,
She doesn't believe me.
yeah.
And so I started it because I was home with two girls. I see different challenges from the same age moms that we got new migrants who doesn't speak English, who doesn't have driver's license, who rely on their husbands or husband's families, and who doesn't really have the channel to reach out. Back then, we don't have WeChat or WhatsApp or
That's right.
at the time, you probably remember we have ICQ.
Yeah. That's right.
We have ICQ, we have Messenger, we have QQ, right?
Yes, that's right.
That's how we communicate, and it doesn't have as much.
Not a smartphone.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
You keep texting and all that.
Yeah.
So the communication, the information is not as transparent as now. And so there's a lot of times, even because I have kids, so I experienced that postnatal depression journey. And so when you experience that, you kind of easily take up someone has that symptoms. And my GP was great. He always said that you treat it when it first started and not quickly jump in and say you got postnatal depression. If you treat it quietly and gently, they might recover without even knowing it.
Without labeling. Oh, that's very lucky.
Yeah. I was able to pick up some signs and talk with those moms. And then I found at the time I realized that there's a big gap between the mainstream and the Chinese families is that we don't have Mandarin version of parenting. And that's how everything started.
And I also want to go back. The reason why I say lucky is because I agree, especially for Chinese, if they heard about postnatal depression, the first thing they'll think, oh my God, I go to blah, 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 or become very negative.
Or something,
Exactly. So it's good that the GP had that insight. Like, don't want to just put a label and then immediately, like someone's going to feel, oh my God, but I'm not right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now I look back and said, my GP has been treating me quietly without letting me know. Every time when I go to see him, he calls his wife to talk to me and not labeling me. So I was quietly recovered from that. But now you look back, you can think, oh, it makes sense. Because at that time, I didn't really think that makes sense to me. But why do I need extra talk after?
I mean, like, I can understand that it's amazing because as a migrant, you don't necessarily have the support from your family. Even back in, like, even Malaysia, you can hire a nanny to help you to look after the baby for the first year. You have to do everything. And so I know it's quite common for Asians, mom, especially the firstborn, is because they just don't have that support, and also like the confinement for many Asians, like where you have to stay, recover your body, and all that are very precious time so that you can reduce your strength. You don't get to be tempered.
Right.
Yeah.
They just got everything thrown on you at the time,
exactly.
Right? And then a lot of our moms, they are highly qualified.
Yes.
Only because the language issues, so they are not able to reconnect to the mainstream. And so that's where the work starts anyway. And then during the journey, you meet good people and bad people. And I think that I'm lucky in the way that I always meet the good people.
I always argue with her. I say it's not you meet good people, it's because you are very special. I told the story to you, like you can just see the passion through you, and also the insight you gain from talking to so many Chinese mother about the issue, the loneliness. And during that time, I was working for Mental Health Foundation, and that's why the series was Dragon Baby started to voice that, and that was credited to you because people know I'm a gay man, so I don't have a traditional family, so I don't necessarily have the insight of what you were share with me during that time, talking about how challenging it is for mom who being here without all the support, and I thought that was just really generous of you even just to share that with me. And so yeah, so I thought that's why like when you say that, I say no, because you really care about other people, and when people talk to you, they can see that sincerity, and so people, like think that this person is the champion, the community champion who advocate for the community.
Well, I guess because I'm from the grassroots, so whatever I experience or what I see is firsthand. It's not written from the paper. And you see the people's change, you see people struggling, and you see the things that happen that you don't see from the policies. Because when they explain or announce policies, it all sounds perfect. But when for years of working, when I see a policy, I see that there's going to be a gap or differences between what they announce and what really happened on the ground. And that's what happens over the years, is that you see people, and if they think you are someone important, they're only going to tell you their good sides. But you see ordinary people who is not much better than you, and you're going to share the same thing because you see the common thing.
Again, she's being too humble. I know what you mean, because especially for Chinese communities, we tend not to share things that are not, like, and embarrass or bring bad names. But I think people warm up to you because they felt like when they talk to you, there is a sense of empathy, understanding, and non-judgmental. And that's why people gravitate to you, like, and that's why I think a lot of community people respect you, is that even me, like, I know you for 17 years, I see how you've grown, but I haven't seen you change. I see you become more courageous, which is great, to challenge authority and speak the truth, which is really important. But to other people, like to me, like you have never changed. Yeah. So that's what I respect the most: authenticity, authentic leadership, like, is that you bring yourself to the communities, and the things that you have done, I can't even name it here. Yeah. Yeah.
What I guess it's because my kids keep me
Mom. Yeah, I figured it out, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Of course, there will be times that you celebrate your success and they start thinking big and all that. There will be times that I kind of thinking myself too big, but I'm very lucky in the way that when I start to grow, I have two teenage girls at home. They constantly remind you.
Yeah.
And so you kind of like bring yourself back to the reality that this is great, but this is not my own work. And they constantly remind you that nothing can be done by one person.
Wow.
They keep in the polite way.
Yeah. They will challenge you. They wouldn't just listen to you. That's great. So you allow your children to have this equal human rights.
Not really.
As an Asian man, it's really hard to do, but I think you have done more than even allow them to voice.
I do grow at them. I do get angry and got pissed off.
Yeah.
But then now when I look back, I was far worse.
I wrote an article. I'll link it back about Anne-Marie. I think you should be just so proud of her. I think you are.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, looking back, what I did at the same age as she did, I was far worse. At least she doesn't drink and she doesn't drive. She tried to drink a bit. And she doesn't smoke. And she's got her full license. I didn't get my full license until the age of 30.
And I share with you because when I said, "Oh, can you give me a photo of her so that I can put it on the post?" And then you send us like, "Do you have other?" Like you say, she's very casual. She doesn't put makeup on and try to make herself look, like different so that she can put it on the social media post. I was like, wow, that is amazing for a young girl, like who are not conform to society norms so that they can be part of that social media posting. I say that is something.
Well, part of the reason is because she's got sensitive skin, so she doesn't make up. But the other part is that I guess all my kids has that unknown confidence, thinking that they are not worse than anyone else. So even worse, the boys that we were just saying about this to our relatives that one of my sons in the school parent meeting. I remember the girls' meetings because they sorted everything and then they will tell the teacher, this is what I want to do and this is what I am short for. I need extra help on this and that. And the school will help them with that. If the school hasn't, I'll go and push it. But the boys, the teacher have to ask them, is there anything we can help you with? And the boys went, no, I'm good. Is there anything you want us to support you to be better? Nah, I think I'm good enough. So it's in a way you kind of feel like the kids have the confidence in themselves. And I think when you see that, you feel like, I must have done something.
Now even my cat is here. Even one of the event where was it Marcus or Arthur went on stage and do a skit. Like I was like, oh my god, I wish I could have that kind of confidence when I was her age.
It wasn't playing.
Oh, at his age, exactly. I was like, this is cool.
But in his little mind, he thinks that this event should have a happy ending. But everyone is so serious. So he
I to be honest, like when I sit down, what I felt like, wow, that is how society should be. Like allowing young people to have a space to feel confident and comfortable in who they are. And I love even more is, like for other Chinese parents, probably they would just run to the stage and try to stop. But you didn't, you just let him do his own thing. And that was very encouraging and beautiful too.
There's another thing that I think I very like it is because working with the community. I know that everyone in the room will have the passion for them to do that. And I would have, I do feel a little bit awkward. But I wouldn't be embarrassed.
I saw one people look funny and then I stare at her. No. Have a baby by me, baby.